Hi everyone. So now we are going to discuss one very interesting example. It's a maybe a real life problem as well. So suppose you have a list of students and their marks in three different subjects, and what you want to create a rank list based upon their marks. So what we have done, we have stored this data in the form of each student. Let's say Rohan. It is mapped with marks in three subjects. So this thing is a vector of integers. Then this thing is a string, and this whole is a student object. So what we did, we mapped it in a pair, and we have so many students like Rohan, so we put this inside a vector of pair of string of int, string and vector of int. So this is the data structure that we have created to store this particular information. And what we want is, we want to do sorting based upon the total marks. We want to find the total of each of them, and then give ranks to Rohan, Prateek, Vivek and Rijul. So what we are going to do, we are going to do it using an inbuilt sort function, and I'm going to tell, let us sort student marks dot begin till student marks dot end. And now you may ask how it is going to do the work. So by default it is going to take the first parameter of the pair and it is going to compare that for sorting, but we want to do it based upon the sum of the marks. So let me show it to you, the output. Okay, we also need to print it for auto student for some student s that is there in student marks. We can see out s dot first. So we are just printing the first name, and let me show it to you. It is Prateek, Rijul, Rohan and Vivek. So this output is actually a lexicographically sorted order, but we need to change it. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a custom compare function, bool compare, and we are going to get two entities of this type. Let's call it as s1 and let's call it as s2. So this pair represents a student. So when we are going to compare two students, we are going to compare based upon their marks. So what are the marks of the first student? So I can say vector int m1, that is s1 dot second, and vector int m2, that is equal to s2 dot second. Maybe I can create a helper function that tells me what is the marks of each student. So I can say int calculate total marks. So here I give vector int marks, and I simply return marks of 0 plus marks of 1 plus marks of 2. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I can say return calculate total marks of m1 greater than calculate total marks of m2. Okay, so this compare function we are going to pass in here, and we are going to build the code. And when we are printing this with each student, we can also print the total marks of that student so that we can see it is actually getting sorted. So I can say s dot second and l. So Rijul is 43, Rohan is 41, Prateek is 34 and Vivek is 15. So you can see we are getting the output in the sorted order based upon their marks. So this is how easy the comparators and these inbuilt data structures make the work easy for us. And now we have seen how to do sorting on a complex data structure in which the values were not single integers, but they were a list of integers. So I hope this is also clear. We have not done anything extraordinary. We just calculated the value that we need to compare. Okay, and this value was a vector. We, for the comparison, we converted it into a single integer. So I hope this is clear, and that's all for this lecture.